Hi everybody, it's Craftin' Just Because with Chris Cowan, and I'm here today to bring you our Facebook Live. I'm just getting set up really quick so I can see your comments. Okay, I think we're almost ready here. Looks like it. Okay. So today we're playing with the Zoo Globe stamp set. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been sharing some projects regarding this week. And what's nice is they coordinate with our snow globe dies. The only thing is it doesn't cut out the little shapes, and that's okay. So today's project, we are going to make a card. I know, very unusual for me, but it's a 3D card. But I wanted to show you something. So it's a box card. It fits in our standard envelope. And then it pops out for some fun goodness. So I layered it all up with Stampin' Dimensionals. I colored all of the pieces with our Stampin' Blends. I used the Forever Greenery Designer Series paper along with our Pretty Peacock cardstock. And then on the back, I made a place for you to write a message. So it's kind of a fun little birthday card in a box. So today, to make things a little easier, I did go ahead and hand cut all the images and color them, just because that part does take a long time. So I'm going to show you how to put the box card together, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So first, you're going to want to bring out your paper trimmer. So there's our paper trimmer. And I'm going to get out all of our pieces. If this is the first time that you're watching me, I will be posting all the directions and dimensions in my blog post below when I share the video. So you don't feel like you have to hurry up and write them all down. I know I hate to do that when I'm watching a live. So you first need a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 12. So you do need to use your 12-inch cardstock for this. And then I also have a piece of cardstock that is cut 1 by 12. Then I also have that Forever Greenery Designer Series paper. I have 2 pieces that are cut at 2 1/4 by 4. So there's those. And then I also have, let's see here, one piece that's 2 1/4 by 3. It's all mixed in here together. And then I have 3 pieces that are 2 by 2 1/2, and 3 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 2 1/4, and 6 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 2 1/2, and 6 pieces that are 1 1/2 by 2 1/4. And then I also have a Whisper White piece that's 2 1/2 by 4. And then, as I mentioned in my blog post before, or prior, I did pre-cut and color all of the images, just because that takes a long time, that we'll be using. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything out, and we're going to go ahead and get started on designing our card here. Okay, so on that 4 1/4 by 12-inch piece of cardstock, on the 4 1/4-inch side, you want to score it at 2 inches. Okay, so just like that. Then on the 12-inch side, we want to score it at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, 8 1/4, and 11. So it's every 2 3/4 is what we did. And then at the end, we have a little tab to bind the box together. Okay. On this piece that's 1 by 12, we want to cut 2 pieces that are 4 3/4 inches long. So we want 1 and then 2. And then on each end, we are going to score it at 1 inch. So I'm going to just do them together, and I'm going to put it over to my 1 inch. I'm going to score them, and then I'm going to flip them around. Let's see if I can get them straight again. Just like that, and score them. Okay. So now I'm going to move my paper trimmer so that it's out of our hair. And we are going to bring in our bone folder. Hi, Kathy. How are you? So on one of the pieces, you're going to push the ends inside, just like that. On the other one, we want to do it the opposite way. Okay, so you're going to have one piece that they point forward, one piece that they point the other way. We're going to set those aside for a moment. Then we're going to bring in our long piece, and we're going to go ahead and burnish all those score lines. I got a little scrape on my cardstock there. It'll be okay because I can cover it with designer series paper. Okie dokie. So now we want the shorter side facing up, okay? And what we're going to do is on that short side, actually, I'm going to switch it around. I'm going to have the short side facing me. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut up each of those score lines to that first score line. Oh, I'm so glad that you were able to jump on and join us today, Kathy. And then I'm going to tab that one end that's our, where we're going to put the box together, okay? So now all I'm going to do is just cut straight up those score lines to that first score line. Just like that. Okay. Easy so far, right? I know this looks way more difficult than it is. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold all those short ends back over, and I'm going to burnish it that way. Okay. Now I'm going to set that aside for a moment, and we're going to get out all our designer series paper. And we're going to go ahead and get those all layered up. So that we're ready to go here. Let's see here. No. Okay. So there's how we're gonna go ahead and layer those all on. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that part. There's a lot of pieces to this one, but like I said, it's so super easy. It's mainly just layering them all together. Oh, I see what I did here. I forgot to cut one of the pieces on the inside. Okay, we have 2 more to go, and then we'll glue them all on to our card. Okay, so let's see here. These all the same size? Okay, so the first 3 are the ones that we're going to put the bigger pieces on. And this back one, we don't need one on because we're going to put the white cardstock on the back so that you can write on it and give a message to a friend. So you're just going to layer these up right into the center. Just like this. And then you go ahead and put the flaps on. And for some reason, and this is up to you, if you don't want to do it, make half of these ones. But you only need to, let me show you. You don't, so here's your card, right? If you want to put designer series paper on the back side, you can. I went ahead and did that. So I went ahead and made enough to do both the front and the back. That's up to you. I just liked that it made it look like a more finished project. And so that's what I'm going to do for this one. And I'm going to push those down just like that and then decorate the fronts of those. See why I wanted to make sure that all the little pieces were cut out and colored? Okay, so now you have these first 3 near your tab all layered up, okay? Now you're going to flip it over and you're going to put your larger piece of designer series paper right here in the center. Okay, now what you're going to do is we're going to glue this, and I know it seems weird. I'm going to glue it to the back of this one, but you're going to cover it up with your sentiment card so you won't notice that tab, okay? So we're going to go ahead and put glue onto the center here, or onto, not the center, onto the tab, and then just fold it over. And I like to, at this point, use my bone folder and just make sure everything's down, okay? Now, before we go any further, I want to stamp my sentiment on here so I can glue that to my card before we make it 3D. And I'm going to put wishing you the best because on the front we have happy birthday. And I'm just going to be using my Memento ink. And I'm just going to stamp right here in the center, wishing you the best. Just like that. really quick. Okay, and then we're going to glue that down onto the back. Just like that. Okay, now you're going to open your box up just like this. Okay. And now what you're going to do is you're going to glue your tabs down. And so we have the one that was facing the front. We're going to glue it down onto the sides all the way flush against the front. And then the same with the back. That way you have even spacing between the two. So let's go ahead and add glue to the front one. And you want that even spacing because the card's going to fold up flat. So you want to make sure that you put them so that everything will lay flat. So I've got it flush against the front, and then I've got it all glued down. Now this one's going to be the same way. We're going to go flush against the back. And then comes the fun part of just decorating it with all your pieces that you pre-stamped and colored. And you can get as elaborate or as little as you want. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to give this a second for it to dry. And then we want to test it. Look, see how it folds flat? So that's perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in all of our little characters. And then I know this goes to the snow globe, but I thought it was cute to put on the front of the card, the front flap here. So now I'm just going to start and I'm going to work myself from the back to the front. And so I'm going to put the tree right in the center of my back. And I'm just going to use Stampin' Dimensionals. And I have all these leftover pieces. So this is a good way to get rid of those on these little pieces. And so I'm just putting that right there in the center. And then on the ones that go on the tabs, I'm just adding glue, and you could add it to the front or the back of the animal. And then just, make sure that it's nice and glued down. But I only do it at the very bottom, so I only put glue at the very bottom. And then I'm going to add that elephant just right in the center, because I want to be able to see all my little characters. I'm going to glue one set of the balloons behind our little birthday sentiment. So I'm going to just kind of right in the center. And then I'm going to add Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this. And then this one's going to go on that front flap right in the center. So right in the center there. And then I'm just going to add my balloons to my opposite sides. So simple project, right? And these would be easy to make multiples of if you kind of did it all like in an assembly line process. I know I made a bunch for a bridal shower that I was putting on, and I just, like, one day stamped all the images. And then the next day, or, you know, depending on how much time I had, colored them all in. And then one day sat and cut all the pieces. Okay, so there is our finished card that looks just like our sample. And then when you lay them down, they'll, like I said, fold flat into an envelope. Depending on how much thickness you have, you know, it may cost more than one stamp, or if you're not mailing it and you really don't care, then that doesn't matter either. But this one lays pretty flat actually when it's folded up like this, and so it should only take one stamp. But fun, cute project, and I think whoever received this would be very happy to have an exploding box like that. So thank you guys for joining me today. Stay tuned tomorrow. I will have a Facebook Live on a little gift bag that I made using the same set. And until next week, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.